Good afternoon, guys. I'm back again here to talk about Love is Blind UK Season 2, the reunion, and some relationships updates. So, Matt Ellis, one of the hosts of the Love is Blind UK, makes a spleen joke. Then we have the cast entering. We have friends and family, the pod squad, and some members of season 1 in the audience. We see two couples, the ones from season 1 that are currently married, Nicole and Benaya, and we see a pregnant Jasmine and Bobby Johnson. Love those two, one of my favorite couples from season 1. We also see Demi and Freddie, who are part of season 1, and they are both currently single. And so we open up with, we start with the first couple, and we start discussing with Cal and Sorover. And so the host asks, what's going on with their marriage, and the first thing Sorover says is, "What married life?" And Sorover starts talking about how she felt seen, heard, and loved, and that her marriage was the best day of her life. Only for 3 months later, for Colleen, aka Cal, to walk away. She felt that she welcomed him into her family, and on the 2nd of January, it ended. And Cal gave 3 reasons for the end of the marriage. He said there was no spark, that they're two different people, and that she is more emotional and affectionate than he is. Um, he he ignored her messages, and that made her feel very like insignificant, like she didn't matter to him. Um, that they had some issues in the honeymoon in October, and she wanted to have more physical and emotional intimacy. And Cal basically said he didn't think that he could provide that. Then we see Bali, and which is Sorover's mother and sister, in the audience. They were both visibly teary eyed. Bali felt that her daughter was blindsided, and that she believed her daughter deserved love, and that he did love her, and he called her a princess. So for things to end that the way that they did, it was very confusing. Sorover said she never saw the ending coming. She was ready for, but we did hear from Junid, um, Cal's brother, who basically told us that he didn't think his brother was ready for a long term relationship. He knew that. When he said that during the show, that was a red flag to me, and that made me think like I was shocked when he said yes down the aisle in the wedding episodes. And so them breaking up wasn't that shocking to me, because I felt like his brother threw him under the bus a little bit by saying he's not ready for a long term relationship. And so basically for him, the marriage was kind of a joke, the way that he put it. He saw that his brothers were married and had families, and he wanted to see if he could have that for himself. But clearly, Cal was not ready for that. And so Sorover asked, did you really love me? He said 100%. And Sorover says, love is about no boundaries, no cultures. It's based on the heart, and love is unconditional. And then we go to Barta and Jed. Barta said she sticks by her decision to say no, to not say I do, at the altar. Jed said that he would have said I do, even though he wasn't 100%. So I guess things worked out the way that they were meant to. Jed didn't want his ex to see. So basically, there was this story, like, and the way that Barta told it was a little bit like off to me. So there's the story that Jed and Barta were out. So basically, Jed's ex was in the room. So Jed asked Barta to remove the ring to avoid conflict with the ex. Um, and then Barta asked Jed later, when they were alone, like, why did you want me to remove the ring? Was your ex there? And that's when he confessed his ex was there. He didn't tell her beforehand. So she said she continued wearing, Barta said she continued wearing the ring as a symbol of love to him. And so they did it 3 weeks after the weddings. And now, to this day, Barta is happily living in Dubai. Both of them connected in the pods over family and having really deep chats, as Jed put it. It was very intense and emotional. And at the end, they both realized there was nothing left to salvage, nothing left to save. And so we see Freddie. Freddie is still single, and he said, so basically the host asked them for advice, because they've been part of the experiment and it didn't work. So Freddie said, to be true to yourself. And Demi said the right person will come. And at that point, Jen and Barta wish each other the best, but Barta was a little shady. She's like, I wish you the best, far away from me. I was like, oh. And then we go to Jasmine and Bobby, who were one of my favorite couples from season one. We see that both of them have been married for 2 years. They've moved to London, and now they spoke in the pod about becoming parents one day, and now their dream is a reality because she's pregnant and they're having their boy this winter of 2025. So congratulations to the Johnsons. And as for Benai and Nicole, our other married couple from season one, they're both enjoying traveling. Benaiah said they've been to Europe, Africa, Middle East, and one of his favorite trips was going on a cruise with his wife. And then at this point, we go to Billy and Ashley, and Billy announces that they are no longer together. Ashley said after the experiment, she went to meet his aunts and uncles, and she didn't meet during the experiment. And she also mentioned that their food shopping was hard because they didn't align in the way they ate or their food habits. She said that well, basically Billy said that he is used to a regimented life, given he is a military man. He said that sometimes he does like his cake and his Guinness, which is basically beer. He is a Northern Irishman, and he said, but everything is in moderation. They did try to cook for each other and try to like introduce each other to their different ways of eating. That was their way of trying to compromise and working out that issue. He said, and then after less than 3 months, the relationship, the marriage ended, and Ashley basically said word for word, like, I wish that he had said no, that he was brave enough to say no at the altar. He said that he would give love a chance, and he is extremely gutted given that this is his second divorce. And they both did want to have children together. Um, and basically, Ashley said she felt played because he only stayed in the marriage for 3 months, and she wants someone who is proud of her career. Cal and Billy have become best friends on the show. So get this, Billy and Ashley broke up on, I believe they were the first to break up on January 1st, and then on January 2nd, um, Cal and Sorover broke up also 3 months later. So both the relationships ended around the same time. So audience members are basically like thinking that Cal and Billy were in cahoots and they planned to leave their wives at the same time, and both gave similar reasons, as in losing the spark and other things like that. Um, you know, right. Yeah. So similar, they both ended things coldly, and basically Ashley asks Billy, like, why did you say yes at the altar? And he replies, I loved you in the moment. And Ashley said she still has faith in love, but she wants someone with a backbone and who would love her 365 days in the year till that do they part. Emma gets emotional. Emma is the host, Willis. Everything at that point had become so contentious. The room was filled with, it was just like so much anxiety, so much tension was in the room. And Katisha said she sticks with her decision to choose Javin. And Damola is in the audience at this point, and he is a lover boy. And she said that Damola said he respect that she did go with her gut. Damola is still currently single. Katisha felt confused most of the relationship, and she said she felt played by Javin. And so at that point, they showed the clip of Sophie and Javin laughing and flirting at the bar. And Javin said he had apologized, to Katisha for even going out that night. And so the audience, we get to see a picture of the booth. Turns out, shocking, there is no curtain on the booth. And so at this point, we go to Megan and Karen, who are still happily together, and I'm so happy for them. They were one of my favorite couples. And we talked to Sophie before that, and Sophie said that she is healing. She saw all of us pleading with her online. She has gone to therapy. She's been working on herself and her self-growth, and she did get emotional crying that she is, building a relationship with her mother. Patrick wasn't there, but he did send a statement saying that right now he is focused on fatherhood, and